Well, here we go. Hello, everyone. I'm Zacharilla, and this is the Intelligent Community Podcast. What do we have today? Something very special. If I say to you Silicon Desert headquarters, Tempe Tomorrow 250, the university town, Arizona, first time in the Smart 21, hopefully you will think of Tempe, Arizona, which we have today. First time Smart 21 Intelligent Community. We congratulate them, and we couldn't be more delighted to know that they are going to be showing up in Limburg for our top 7 announcement. But before that, we have Kris Baxter Ging. She's the communications director for the city of Tempe, Arizona, so don't mispronounce it like I did earlier. And I gave her permission to say New York, not New York, so that's good. But let me tell you a little about Kris, because she's got more than 30 years of experience in communications. She's an award-winning journalist and public relations professional who leads a team of 12 people, including information officers and social media experts, in promoting what I think is one of America's great cities. The city of Tempe, she's seen it grow from about 160,000 people and 120,000 in the workforce to a community that has a daily population now of 500,000. And they're growing not out, but up. Residents, students, it's a university town. You'll hear more about that. And of course, visitors. We all want to go there in January when we've got 12 feet of snow outside our apartments here. She served as the communicator in charge of promoting Tempe Town Lake, which is a man-made lake that had just operated and now has an economic impact of more than $5 billion and 2.4 million annual visitors. Wow. Kris has earned an International Economic Development Council Excellence Award, Arizona Press Club Awards, and multiple PR Society of America Awards. But she has helped lead her community to the Smart 21, and now she's in the hunt for the top 7 and hopefully Intelligent Community of the Year. Kris Baxter Ging, welcome to the Intelligent Community.
Wow, how can I follow up with that? What a great introduction. Thank you so much.
Well, it's my pleasure, and you'll follow that up by telling a great story. Let's just start there. Let's discuss the general profile for Tempe for those who may not know about the city in different parts of the world or our 200 communities.
Absolutely. So Tempe is a city of just under 200,000 people, and we're in the heart of the greater Phoenix metropolitan area. In fact, we're just like 3 or 4 miles away from Sky Harbor International Airport. So when you arrive there, you have an opportunity to get on light rail and come straight to our city. And a lot of people do. We have almost 4 million, little more than 4 million visitors a year that come to our city. And they come for special events that we have. They come for Arizona State University. They come for business conferences. And just for pleasure. We also have spring training here if you love baseball.
Oh, yeah.
The number of people who come here annually, it adds about 25,000 people a day to our general population, which, 190,000-ish people, add 65,000 students and a workforce of 230,000. You have quite a few people here every day who don't live here.
Yeah, proportionally, that's a lot of people visiting, isn't it? I mean, for under 200,000.
Yeah. And it really helps make our city just a thriving, wonderful, highly energetic place and very creative.
Yeah, and it's really, and I'm not saying this, but nobody says a bad thing about Tempe in the United States.
Love that.
It's just great. What baseball teams are there in the spring? Because Matt Owen will want to know.
We have the Los Angeles Angels Los Angeles Angels. And then just about half of the leagues will come here to play. Right. So you might like the fact that the Cubs come here. Chicago Cubs.
I love the Cubs.
But a variety of, we have the Cactus League here. So a lot of people from back east will come here just to enjoy their favorite team at discounted tickets in some of the best weather in the country during March.
Yeah, and you've got your own team now.
Yes, and they also play. The Diamondbacks, of course, play here.
Terrific team, yeah. Okay, so we've established that it's grown dramatically, And I said earlier, Kris, that Tempe Town Lake has been a success at many levels. Um, First of all, again, a brief description of that, but how has its growth been approached and managed? Because you threw out some really significant numbers there, 5 billion impact economic and 2.4 million annual visitors.
So let me tell you a little story, if that's all right.
Sure.
It's one of my favorite stories to tell. When Roosevelt Dam was created, it dammed up the free flowing water that used to go through there. And that created a place where people like to, unfortunately, dump things. There were sand and gravel operations. There were just a lot of things that made it kind of an ugly spot in our community. In 1965, the Arizona State University Architecture School decided to take on a project. How can you take that scar and turn it into something that's an amenity, not just for a generation, but throughout the entire future of a community? And they came up with some options. They didn't go very far. It was a very expensive idea. But in the 80s, the rest of the valley wanted to do something as well. And this idea of the Rio Salado project came to be. Voters turned it down, but voters in Tempe passed it wildly. So rather than just saying, hey, it was a great idea, thanks, but no thanks, we actually moved forward. And we took what the voters had to say and took it to heart. And we started working on how can we turn this empty river bottom into something for our entire community. It took another 20 years, but we got it done. And Tempe Town Lake opened in 1999. It is a beautiful lake now, renowned throughout the world, actually. We've had people come from all over to tour this lake to find out how we did it.
Right.
And we have one of the world's largest steel gate dams now that, again, people come to see it. Floodwaters come, we let them out, raise the dam, the lake still exists. And when you have this beautiful water in the middle of a desert, that attracts people. You don't have a lot of water in Arizona. It's an issue.
Right.
So when we created that lake, we created an economic bounty for our community. We now have corporate headquarters like State Farm, Amazon is here, Allstate is here. Some of the best companies in the world have made their home locations right here at Tempe Town Lake.
Because of the lake, Kris?
Because of the lake and because of our workforce.
Okay.
We have this amazing workforce that comes to us every year thanks to Arizona State University, brand new people trained in new things. We have great partnerships with Arizona State University. And all of these, they graduate, 12,000 people a year minimally. So we have all these new graduates and they're looking for a place to go, looking for a place to be, and Tempe is their choice.
Yeah. So the Sun Devils, right? Isn't that what Arizona?
Sun Devils. Go Sparky.
That's right. So you're able to keep a lot of the graduates from ASU, Arizona State University, there for these companies that have located there since the end of the 90s.
And part of that is our great quality of life. We have excellent opportunities for people to live here. Every year we do a community survey where people tell us what they want to see more of in their community. And we take that to heart and we balance our budget based on that survey. So if people are looking for more services for their, better streets or better parks, and they rank it high, our budget ranks it high. So listening to our community helps us build better amenities. And the number of events that we have at Town Lake, the number of things that you can do, the great restaurants, all of those things that people want for their daily lives, we really take that seriously. I believe that people will work where they can find a great job, but people will live where their heart is.
That's well said. That's the whole ICF proposition. That's why we call this the soul of the city.
Yeah.
Well, now we're talking about economic development, Kris, and I'd like to go into it a little bit further. So just to talk about you for a few seconds. This is about you. So you go from being a journalist to you move into the economic development side. Now that's two different worlds, right? That's what caused that transition?
So journalism has changed greatly over the years. And I'm a writer at heart. I like to tell stories. And I also really like to make a difference. That is what drives me, the ability to make a difference wherever I am.
Mhm.
And I was very careful about how I wanted to transition my career. And I only wanted to work for the kinds of companies or organizations that meshed with my values and my priorities. And when the job opened up at the city of Tempe, it was in part to promote Tempe Town Lake, but also to promote economic development for our community. And that's how that happened.
Right.
So the lake was barely constructed. And in fact, the previous job that I had was working for the flood control district of Maricopa County, who was helping to build the lake.
Mm.
So I've been part of that lake since before it was actually a
Right.
reality.
So you really seen the
And
evolution in terms of economic
yeah,
development. And in that time, and as we get up now to 2026, where of course you've become an intelligent community, what is the general description of the economy there? We talked in my introduction about the Silicon Desert.
mhm,
So what you mentioned a few corporates who are out there, including
mhm.
Allstate and others. What is the overall economic profile now?
So we are, you know, regardless of the Smart 21 designation, we are considered a smart city. Tempe has one of the highest college graduation rates in all of Arizona, if not the highest. More than 50% of our population has a bachelor's degree or better. And so this is a community that has jobs that require creativity, tech savvy. Um, it's a community that is looking to the future, and the jobs that are here also fall that way. I do believe that Arizona State University and the other colleges in our community have a big hand in that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of partnerships. Um, ASU is a strong research institution. And as a result, we work with companies from around the world to develop the products of tomorrow. And semiconductors are a huge deal here.
Right. There's been a
Um,
lot of development out there, or a lot of people
so,
coming in there and investing.
so people are coming here for those kinds of jobs, but they're also being created by the graduates of Arizona State University and the Institute of Advanced Technology that's here. um, a lot of cybersecurity jobs, a lot of the kinds of jobs that require fast thinking and creativity. ASU has been the number one college for innovation for I think a dozen years now. Um, and that percolates through our entire ecosystem. But if I can tell you one more story, I think that innovation was part of Tempe's DNA from the very beginning. Our city was founded, that same Salt River that I mentioned to you before it was dammed, there was a real problem with that river. It moved so fast that people couldn't cross it. Um, and Charles Trumbull Hayden climbed up to the top of our Hayden Butte, what's now Hayden Butte, and took a look and figured out a way to make a ferry work there and a flour mill using harnessing the power of that water. That is how our city started, by a
Interesting.
person who was able to figure out what no one else could. And as a result, our entire community, founded in the 1800s, we've been we've been a group of people who look for ways to find we find ways to do things that nobody else does.
Yeah.
That's just part of what we are now.
And the engineering that's inferred by that
Absolutely.
original act, so to speak.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting, right? A lot of your peers now in the Smart 21 today all have innovation at their core, and they all
Mhm.
have histories like that. And that's, people take that for granted in the places like yours, but it's not typical. It's something we try to develop in other places, and now they look
Mhm.
to you for that here. The Yeah, Arizona State University, people don't really realize the degree to which they've done research and development for the entire world. Which leads me to another question, because you're the Sun Belt, you are the Sun Devils. How have geography, climate, right? So many New Yorkers go to Arizona in the winter. And culture factored into economic and social growth. And where do you see that moving as you put together, for example, your, what is it, Tempe Tomorrow 2050 plan?
So Tempe Tomorrow 2050 is our general plan. And in Arizona, all communities have to have a general plan that looks forward 30 years. Um,
That's a state mandate,
Sustainability,
Kris? That's
it's a state mandate.
state mandate.
Um, our community really focused heavily on sustainability, on neighborhoods, on job growth in that plan. But I can assure you that climate is a huge factor in our community. You can't live in a place that has 5 months of days that are over 100 degrees without planning for that, without really capitalizing on a green code for construction.
Mm-hmm.
We are the only city in the state that also has a heat safety ordinance for workers. If you're going to work outside when it's over 100 degrees, we mandate shade, we mandate frequent breaks, we mandate water, we mandate a place where you can cool down. Um, Also, our calendar, if you look at it, we have this really heavy event season that happens, and it goes from when the weather starts cooling in September and ends when the weather starts getting really hot in May.
Mm-hmm.
So we have these beautiful months with outdoor festivals and great things to do. And then in the summertime, everything converts to indoor fun and games and creativity.
Right.
But weather like that, demands that you make your city the most livable possible for everybody. As I said before, you can work anywhere in the world and find a job, especially with the way technology has changed the workforce. You want to live in a place that you love.
That's right. Um, so obviously, you're adapting to the heat or have adapted to it. Um, Now today we're going to announce the top seven. Good luck.
Thank you.
Now Tempe is an intelligent community. Now it's a smart
Mhm.
city, but it's also an intelligent community because that's how our program works. Why did, with all of your success, why did you decide to go on the ICF journey?
Well, we are a data-driven city. We have more than 100 performance measures that are monitored through data, either surveys that we do or national standards. And that's great for maintaining the goals that you have for yourself. But how do you benchmark yourself against the rest of the world? How do you make sure that your city isn't just good enough for your residents? How do you make sure you're doing whatever comes next, whatever the next best thing is? That's where you come in. You help us benchmark ourselves against communities around the world and help us connect with people who can give us ideas and information and teach us what they're doing. And we can take a look at that and roll that into the next idea. That's what makes organizations like yours so important. The ability to brainstorm and come up with
Yeah,
what's next
yeah,
for the benefit of everybody.
yeah. It's the secret sauce, isn't it? To be able to
Mm-hmm.
learn,
Yes.
collaborate, and then bring it back home and to continue to innovate.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, you didn't join the ICF just to meet John Young. That's, or me or Robert. Okay.
Well, that's a nice benefit too.
Yeah. Well, that was a leading question, wasn't it? Uh, Last question, Kris, and then I'll let you get back to Limburg. You talked about you want to live in a place you love, and I mean you go right to my heart when you say that because I'm here and I'm not going anyplace. I love my community, right? Even though it's 10 million people and it can be wild and crazy, but it's wonderful. I love it, and you do too. Um, when I ask you, define for me the soul of Tempe as a city, what would you say it is?
We are a community of innovators, of people who love to have fun. We are creative and we are really loud.
You are.
We are really loud here, and that is on purpose. We have created a community that understands that they can talk to us about anything and they do.
Right.
They know they can reach out to their mayor, their council, their staff people. We have surveys that happen practically every week. We have a digital engagement of 40 million this year, 40 million impressions and whatnot for a community of 200,000. And our council meetings have not just one time where people can talk to the council about whatever they want. There are two. And sometimes those call to publics will go on for hours, where people just know they want to speak and they want to share what's on their mind.
Yeah.
And I think that makes our community the best possible place.
It really does. And, it sounds a lot like what goes on in Taiwan, although at a much quieter level. But, you can tell when you're there. And again, I'm talking about a similarity here, that people really care. They love the place. So they're going to make those digital impressions. They're going to get involved and they're going to shout. And you've got to take that as a compliment.
We do. We really do. When I see a full council chambers, it actually energizes me.
Yeah.
Because that means that people are coming, they're coming to speak, they're coming because they care about their community.
Yeah. Well, we care about you. And as I said, congratulations on all of your success so far, and including in our awards program. And good luck with the top 7 announcement. And we hope you enjoy the Netherlands.
Thank you so much.
Kris, thank you so much. That was Kris Baxter Ging from the city of Tempe, Arizona. I'm Lou Zacharilla for the Intelligent Community. On behalf of our producer, Ari Yates in Los Angeles, and the rest of the Intelligent Community family around the world, but concentrated this week in Maastricht and Limburg and in the Brightlands area. Remember, there really is no place like home, and there are 21 great ones. Take care.